0902 223-1011 or 0817-624-565. Let me come back to you, Parliamentarian Otwekong. This morning, let's talk about our traditional institutions. Now, over time, the issue of disrespect on constituted authorities, on very long-standing institutions in Oku Ibom State has been very less talked about. But we see situations that arises, and then you get to hear people drag traditional fathers, paramount rulers, different persons who have been given the leadership of a traditional stool to the mud, especially on the social media. I recall being in Oron over the weekend on Sunday where an event happened, and we're still talking about the need for particularly the young generation to respect people in position of leadership, to respect people who have been placed with authority to lead or rule over us, as the case may be, to also ensure that in as much as it is okay for us to ask for a right, in as much as it's okay for us to speak the truth, and to demand accountability, transparency, and of course, what is our constitutional rights and dividends of democracy from our respective leaders, we should also, follow through the major channels or the right channels of doing so. We should be able to constructively ask for a right, speak the truth without insulting persons in positions of authority. Now, what is CLO? What prompted this reaction from the CLO?
Mr. Speaker, this is one issue that we in the CLO frown at completely. We are saddened by the fact that youth in Oku Ibom State, particularly those who are in politics, have taken it as a culture to disrespect the traditional institution particularly, and the Oku Ibom stool, which is the apex traditional leader in Oku Ibom State and Ibibio land. Recently, there was a social media post on Facebook where the Oku Ibom was, picture was, circulated among with other royal fathers in the state. And you know that the Oku Ibom is the President General of the Oku Ibom Council of Chiefs. So he is he ranks with the emir you just mentioned, the emir and the rest. And what the post was talking about was the issue of the royal father, being dragged to the point that he is being sponsored by government, he is partisan, he is politically, taking stand and the rest, and trying to say that the royal father, has been compromised. This recent, and then some youth from Barenin, that is the Youth Forum, visited CLO, and they condemned that particular post because it has degraded the traditional institution and bring it to the lowest. You cannot continue to destroy our royal fathers because of politics, because maybe you are being sponsored by anyone and you go online to destroy our traditional institution. This is completely bad. This is bad. So the royal fathers in the state are, they are like next to God. They should be revered. They should be honored. They should be respected. But when you have youth who are being given, money to buy data, and they go online and begin to write all manner of things against these royal fathers, it is very bad. When you mention the Sultan of Sokoto visiting the governor of Rivers State, Wike, of course, as the paper reported, allegedly that he was going to, persuade Governor Wike to support Atiku's ambition. Why would, if a monarch could be that interested to be, to be involved in the presidency, to be involved in who should be, and even take side? Why? But what is wrong? I'm not saying that the royal father should carry member of a party. What is wrong in a royal father in Oku Ibom State, being respected and also giving advice to political class? The Oku Ibom stool is not supposed to be, dragged into political party or political activities. We should honor that stool because it is the next after God. Here, they are the ones that custody our culture and tradition. We are even convinced that there should be a fourth-tier system of government where you have the president, the executive, the federal government, state government, local government, and then you have the royal fathers as the fourth-tier system of government. So they can also play a role. They will be given a role in the constitution. So what I'm simply saying, what the CLO is saying, is that we are completely condemn the attack on Oku Ibom stool and the royal fathers in the state. You should play politics, but don't destroy our royal fathers because of politics. Politics will come and go, but the stool will remain, and our monarchs should be revered and honored in their right as royal fathers.
Yes, I totally, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Oku Ibomites will totally agree with the standpoint of CLO that our monarchs, our royal fathers, should be utterly respected as it is due to their office. But let's come from another angle, like the issue in the news where the Sultan of Sokoto is visiting Governor Nyesom Wike. We know that the rule of royal fathers is to be a father. When you're a father, you have multiple children. And as a father with multiple children, when you have 2, 3 children vying for the same position, you're supposed to be a natural father. You're supposed to give advice to all 3 children and not particularly side with one as against the other 2 children. Regardless of what interest you might have as a father, it should never be seen that you are supporting one child as against your support for all child. Your role as a father should be to bless all of the children and give them the go-ahead to pursue their vision. Now, whoever of the children is favored to win in terms of politics becomes whatever God has destined that person to be. A lot of Oku Ibomites, a lot of Nigerians would say one of the reasons that royal fathers oftentimes get dragged in, especially when it comes to politics, is their body language, where it seems that they are particularly favoring a particular aspirant as against being a father who plays that advisory role to all other aspirants. Now, let's take, for instance, the Sultan of Sokoto visiting Governor Nyesom Wike. We know that Atiku Abubakar is from the north. We know that Kwankwaso is from the north. I think the only person that is not, the presidential candidate that is not from the north is Ahmed Bola Tinubu. But even at that, as a royal father across Nigeria of his standing and repute, it is expected that he should be that, unbiased, that platform, that person where everybody goes to seek advice, and then it shouldn't be able to be a matter of supporting or advocating for a particular candidate. A lot of persons think this is why most of these royal fathers are drafted. So how would CLO react to such in just about 30 seconds before we take our first research?
Simply put, suppose Atiku Abubakar had visited the emir and asked him to mediate between the crisis he has with Governor Wike, and the emir has come to Rivers State to visit the governor to respond, to see how to reconcile him and Atiku. The emir, the royal fathers are to play a peaceful role. They are to mediate where there is conflict. So the royal fathers in Oku Ibom State are also doing that role. Their palaces are open to all the aspirants. Have you ever heard that any aspirant have gone to the office, or to the palace of the Oku Ibibio or any other royal father and is turned off or is turned back or is rejected? None. They will all go there and get royal blessing. No one is endorsed. No, the royal fathers open their palaces to all of them to consult and to get royal blessings. It is not that they are going to endorse. That the emir of Sokoto, the Sultan, visited Governor Wike. He's not endorsing Atiku. He's going because perhaps Atiku has asked him to mediate between him and Wike, and the Sultan has gone in to mediate. So if the politicians seek the consent, seek the intervention of the royal fathers, and they now mediate based on the fact that those affected have asked them to mediate, there is nothing wrong about that. So the royal fathers are not partisan. They are only being involved because they are asked to involve and reconcile the aggrieved parties. So anybody that has any issue should meet the royal fathers and reconcile it than going on the media to insult and derogate the stool that the people hold in high esteem.
Indeed, right about now we'll take another very first recess and head out to take news on the hour, and of course bring you more information that are of great importance to you. When we come back, the plenary will continue, and of course stay tuned with us on Planet Radio 101.1 FM.